right, we'll go ahead and start this meeting with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Dan Pillow.
Here.
Mindy Auel.
Here.
Clerk.
Here.
Ann Pillow.
Here.
Auel. Pam Jackson.
Here. And Al is out again, which he told you, council. What's your pleasure on that?
Make a motion we accept the absence of Mr. Clerk.
I'll second it. Motion by Dan Pillow, seconded by Pam Jackson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Mindy Auel.
Yay.
Clerk.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay. And then we'll start with the clerk's report.
You received the minutes from May 11th, the last council meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 11th.
I'll second it.
Motion by Pam Jackson, seconded by Ann Pillow. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Mindy Auel.
Yay.
Clerk.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
You have pay ordinance 5D. This is for biweekly payroll that was dispersed on May the 15th. From the general fund, $2,737.98. From the sewer fund, $1,107. Combined total of $3,844.98.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance 2026 5D.
I'll second.
Motion by Ann Pillow, seconded by Pam Jackson. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Mindy Auel.
Yay.
Clerk.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Then you have pay ordinance 511. This is for accounts payable. From the general fund, $12,386.56. Public safety fund, $8,171.77. From the water fund, $9,655.74. For a combined total of $30,214.07.
Was that 5F, did you say? Or
5F.
I'll make that motion. I thought I heard 11 or something.
I'll second it.
Motion by Pam Jackson, seconded by Ann Pillow. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Mindy Auel.
Yay.
Clerk.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
That's all I have, Mayor.
All right. Thank you, Margaret. I have a few things. First one, I would like for council's permission to hire Bernard Thomas for the part-time maintenance position.
I make a motion we hire Mayor's recommendation of Mr. Bernard Thomas.
I'll second.
Motion by Dan Pillow, seconded by Pam Jackson. Any discussion?
I just wanted to make sure that the duties are, written out of what each maintenance person is supposed to follow, and that there's just not certain things that certain people do.
Okay. Any further discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow.
Yay.
Mindy Auel.
Yay.
Clerk.
Yay.
Ann Pillow.
Yes.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Okay, and the other, I just wanted to give everyone the updates that the bricks project and the bench project for the memorial bricks and bench is on the website along with the forms to keep that going. Also, the forms for the purchasing the banners that we plan on putting on our poles is also on the website. And the last thing, Ed will not be here tonight because he quit. So, Okay, did you have any ordinances?
I have a couple of things
Okay,
limited.
alright, that's all I have right now, I'm gonna move to Chris here.
Okay. Okay. First thing was there was a request to look into whether we can have a DORA for the, is that for the,
Witch's Walk thing, Halloween,
uh,
what it's for,
The
yeah.
witch's walk.
okay, is that what it was for? I forget the event, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I looked into it, and I don't, I don't know if we have a temporary permit that we're going to look to get. I mean, who's gonna be doing this? So I need some more guidance on how it's gonna work. But one of the things, so there are steps that have to be taken. But one of the things that kind of popped out in my mind in doing the research was if we have a temporary permit alongside a DORA, you could get yourself in a situation where there are unintended consequences. Because if you have let's just say it was for music in the park or something, or another event that's just at the park. If you have a DORA in the village that extends a certain amount of space, street blocks, whatever, and then you have a temporary permit for that one event, and that temporary permit holder gets to be a DORA provider, the people can take stuff out of the temporary permit DORA cups and go into other DORA areas, but the way I'm reading it, it is not necessarily the other way around. So people can't come in from a general DORA in the village and go into a temporary permit DORA holder's space. So
Yeah, I did read that too on that
yeah,
literature.
so I think if you have a temporary permit, and we all can think of different events that you might go to, the Main Strasse, Oktoberfest or whatever, you name it. There could be a small permit area where you can only get beer right there, and that's fine because you're not too worried about people bringing cups into just the line to get another beer. But if you're gonna have a larger permit area where people are milling around, maybe going over here and watching some music, go over here, there's some arts and crafts or some stuff for the kids, you're gonna have the conflict. So probably need to figure out, I think we're getting ahead of it because there are time limits in applying for these things. And the longest time frame that we're gonna deal with is a 60-day. There's stuff that has to be done shorter period than that, but probably need to figure out exactly what the event's gonna be like and how you want to apply this DORA situation or temporary permits.
Okay. What it was last year is it was just one evening, and I believe it was started like 7. They may change the hours this year. It went to like 7 to 11, and this is not an event of ours, but I understand we have to approve it for them. So it started at the VFW post, went to the Shamrock Inn. There's like an hour or 2 time frame at each one, and then they ended up at the Route 50 Saloon down here. It really wasn't a village event, but from our understanding, we have to permit them to do this, unless that's wrong. That's why I kind of turned it over to you, because it was requested by them if we could do a DORA.
So I'm assuming, does the VFW, I'm assuming they have a permit?
They have their own liquor
Yeah.
license for their bar room,
Okay,
the same as the Route 50 bar and the same for the
Shamrock Inn.
Shamrock Inn.
so these are the 3 that would be involved?
Yes, and they all have their own.
They all have
liquor
licenses.
Licenses.
Okay, so that's good. So what you would do then is probably you go about the process of creating a DORA area, and then they would, in coordination with that, they would become DORA providers. I didn't dig more into that. I wasn't really sure how this worked.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 license holders, and you want to allow people to come and go. Okay. Do you wanna do this on a temporary basis, or do you wanna create a door environment down
No,
here?
it's just a
It's
one,
just-
one day
one
thing.
It was
Okay.
a one
Well,
event thing.
if you create it, so we're really not seeking a temporary permit. It has nothing to do with us.
It's like a
It's
one
just
day.
it's a one-day DORA, okay, and then you're gonna turn around and revoke it,
Right.
okay? That's gonna take a little bit more looking into. Okay, then what I did is I looked into a bunch of these, ordinances going back in time, and Ed not being here kind of changes a little bit my analysis, but some of these seem like they would still be valid, and I'm thinking maybe we could bring things, make it a little bit more uniform. But there's some stuff in here that that we can enforce without filing lawsuits, but certain things like property abatements and things like that can be done in the village, provided a process is set up. Now, none of these ordinances set up that process. Maybe we have an ordinance that talks about that, I don't know. But what you can do is you have the ordinance, say somebody can't have, grass above a certain height, whatever it is. And then you can have a process for enforcing these ordinances. So you would have, you provide a notice, and then that person has an opportunity to appeal. You can even have an independent board here. It doesn't have to be from the council, it can be citizens. You can just have a little board that is basically the abatement, enforcement board, whatever you want to call it. We can come up with a name. And if there's an appeal, they go before this board, they lose the appeal, you move forward, you do the abatement here. You can hire somebody else to do it, or we can do it on our own. And then there are other steps, which is taking the action downtown, and you can do those two things. You can pick one and then the other. So we really need to set up kind of a process on how they're going to be done. And I did look at this one draft complaint that was to be filed. I think it was a couple of years ago on the Parkway property. Let's see. It will be the last paper I'm able to put my fingers on, I'm sure. Okay, there we go. So there was a complaint drafted that I was provided at the last meeting, and this was regarding the 376 River Road property. Obviously, it was never filed down in Hamilton County, but it looked like it was put together and ready to go. My only problem with this now is, as I've said several times, is this a little bit dated. I mean, if in paragraph 2 of the complaint, we're talking about things going back to 2023, and so it's 3 years. It's just dated. So if we're gonna enforce things through this local process, I hate to use self-help, but if the village is gonna do things, we need to create that process and figure out how it's gonna work, and that'll save money as far as going downtown. In the meantime, these ordinances, most of them look like they're still enforceable. We just put notices out, and until the ordinances are revised, we just enforce them with downtown action until we have a process that we do here. And it just really needs to be streamlined. I think the first way to go, and it sounds like there's a lot of administrative work with a notice, and then an appeal right, and then a abatement board. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a lot, but it's probably going to be a lot smoother and a lot quicker to get some remedy than getting to this point where you have to file a lawsuit, go downtown, you're gonna get damages, injunctive relief. There's all sorts of procedures that go along with that. So that's kind of where we are. That as far as going through the ordinances one at a time, this is a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot to
What
be.
about the loud noise?
You
Because
can,
some of these, what
you
we're
can-
trying to do is make it to where they can enforce it, right?
so
And it has to have a due date.
I don't know why it would have. Let's bring you in on the conversation. If it's an existing ordinance and it's enforceable, we don't need a new date on the ordinance. We just
How is it written to see if it's enforceable or not? I have to check that out.
Okay.
Because I assume it's, like, is decibel reading, what are we doing? So,
okay. Let's have a discussion here. Pull this one up.
is it time sensitive? Is it? I've seen some where they're written so it only comes if it's coming from a car. There's all kinds of different
Well, I
ideas.
guess I'll be sending notice about myself. Yeah.
Not sure if that one's in here. Load limit, storage. Well, we have an engine brake one. I just went past that. I do remember seeing that, but I'm not sure I saw the actual noise.
And the cops wanted to know about the garbage can thing too. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see the noise ordinance, per se here. Here was the engine brake. Do we have
Maybe we have to draw a new one.
do we have one? Is there one in the record
I'll
somewhere?
have to look.
There's
Okay.
one because there's a number on
Yeah.
the signs that we
Yeah.
have posted. For ORC on it.
Well,
Yes.
I think kind of like what we were going to do before, we were going to prioritize properties. And I guess you should also prioritize, because if I'm gonna tackle these, there are so many of them, prioritize which
I mean,
one.
maybe meet with him one time.
Which ones, well, I guess noise ordinance, garbage, there's gonna be
All kinds of stuff.
properties that are in a state of disrepair, they're dilapidated, they're not, they have grass up to here, that type of stuff. Those obviously seem to me to be, priorities, but I guess we'll have to look at a noise ordinance as well. And so what you're looking for, if I find a noise ordinance, or if we have to create one, is you want some of these specific parameters on how you're gonna.
Yeah, there's gonna be, have to be some specific parameters. I'll have to get with our supervisors to see how we can enforce that and see if there's. I can tell you, I've worked in other townships and villages. A lot of people think Anderson Township has one. They don't, because of Riverbend. That's just kind of a made up thing that they say they have to stop. It's really just a handshake, that they stop at 11 o'clock or whatever. It's 10 actually. So they're not as prevalent as you think, and some of them are specific, like the braking or getting garbage cans up at too early, or noise that comes from a radio from a car. It's a lot of there's just a lot of different aspects and avenues you can go down to try to focus on what is the problem here.
Right. Well, in going over these, I was looking at ordinances from other villages around the state, and not just villages, but cities, other municipalities. You'd think that they'd be more specific, but they're not. So if we have a specific problem in this village, that could be written into the ordinance to give you a little bit more direction. But you'd want to leave it as general as possible because you don't know what somebody's going to use to make such noise. So,
Right, and then you run into the issue, and that's why they don't get, I can tell you why they don't. So, there's another bar that opened up, let's say, and caused a lot of problems with the new bands that were playing and driving people crazy or bouncing off the hills, alright? But if they make that rule for them, then it makes the rule for, if they have a festival, it makes a rule for, or event, it makes a rule for all these other areas. So you always have to take into account if it affects one thing, you're gonna have to, it affects everything, you know. Noise from that time at this decibel, then is it gonna affect the stuff that you want in the township also, so. It's just something to always keep mindful of,
okay.
the repercussions down the line.
Right. Well, I mean, I know we have a couple of functions through the year. We got the music in the park and stuff. What time does that typically end? 11 o'clock at night. So, I mean, you can start with, you know, a certain time of night through the evening, but I mean, you don't want people coming through in the middle of the day with, you know, loud stereos and things. So, all right. So, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for what we do have on the books first, and if that's a priority, and if that needs to be updated, we'll update it. I mean, if you want some input on it, we can send it to you, and because obviously the goal is to get these things enforced.
Sure.
So if you're looking for something that helps you enforce them, we'll write it into the ordinance provided if the council wants it that
I'll
way.
work with you, I'll try to get, run up the flagpole with the administration, see whatever we can enforce and help you with, you know?
Okay. All right, and kind of the same holds true with these other things. I mean, I'm just kind of taking them piecemeal. I mean, and we'll get them all updated. Some of them they're enforceable right now, but they can be, you know, updated anyway. And maybe some of them, each ordinance is supposed to only deal with one thing, but sometimes there are 2-3 things that can be considered one item. So that's what we have another month to the next meeting. I mean, I'd like to at least get noise, the garbage, the abatement thing,
And then get to the one for cutting grass, cause
And the
we had,
grass cutting, 'cause
we had a
it's about
standalone
time.
on that.
it's about time for grass cutting. So,
Right.
We have one on garbage too, that's a standalone.
so the problem now is basically what I started off my comments with is that we were gonna have a discussion with a code enforcer tonight and then figure out how we're gonna go about it, and now we don't have a code enforcer, so I mean,
Well, and I think we need a clear process too.
yeah.
Whether he's here or not, we need a clear process.
I think the process,
The avenue to actually enforce it.
yeah, so, I mean, obviously the council needs to decide, if it wants to maybe take this on to have, a local enforcement, and what you'd be doing when you do that, you know, and some of the stuff in here, like some of the things, it's a violation, it's a misdemeanor, or this, our ordinances are not gonna carry criminal penalties for the most part, on something like that. What you're trying to do is, I think, have a process where you can take action to clean up or to go cut, or you can hire someone to do it, and then you're telling that person you're going to do it. They get notice, they get time to respond, and then you go do it, and they get billed. And that is the type of thing that you can put a lien on. It is the type of thing that you can ask the county auditor to get your money back for you via on the taxes. There are other things like loud noises, you would not be able to do that. But anyway, that process, I recommend that you do that because you have more control over it. Otherwise, it's in control of the judge downtown and waiting to get, you get filing fee. You have no filing fee to do your own thing here. You don't have filing fees. You don't have more attorney's fees, and you can take faster action. And so I think that my recommendation would be we set up a process, at least on some of these basic things, to be able to just do it here. I mean, I don't know who you would have do it. I don't know if you'd have a maintenance department, or somebody designated to do it, or if you would contract with a third party to say, hey, listen, we have, you're our designated lawnmower cleanup people. When we have one, we'll let you know, get us the invoice, they go do it because they're authorized to do so, and then off you go to getting a lien on the property. At some point, things get really bad. Let's say you had a super crazy problematic property. It gets to the point where liens get foreclosed on, and then you are downtown. You're basically trying to get somebody moved out of the house. So, in the meantime, if we don't have a code enforcer, I don't know how I would file a lawsuit against somebody without notices and notice of violation. And I can't just make up a complaint out of thin air like that.
Council, one more thing real quick. Would it be okay if I put out for a code enforcer? To look for a code enforcer?
Yes.
I mean, I just wanted that first before we move on.
While you're,
Permission to do that.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to allow the mayor to advertise or whatever means it is for a code enforcer.
Second.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Mindy. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Hillo,
Yep, yay, I'm sorry.
Mindy,
Yay.
Kathy Byess,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yeah.
But this came up, obviously, as a result, while I was talking also, because I think I want to dovetail into that. I'm not sure what other roles Ed was fulfilling, because was that it?
He would issue permits
Because you're
for
building.
certain things, not building, but like, maybe for like a sign, things like that.
Right.
Yeah,
But we do have the new building.
yeah, we
person.
have a planning person, a
Okay.
building person, yeah, Dan Blight.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to mention if you did anything else, perhaps that should be covered too.
Yeah. We're just where we're at.
As usual.
That's really all I had, unless you have questions for me.
No?
Back to square one.
All right. We'll just move on to committees. Dan?
Thank you, Mayor, I have nothing.
All right. Mindy?
I don't have anything.
Kathy?
Everything, I had something for Ed, but
Miss Ann?
Well, I'd just like to thank you guys for posting the forms for the bricks and the bench. And then I'll try to get a paragraph or something to go with that explains it to the public, so that might help.
Okay. Did you get on there and see that yet?
I haven't looked,
Okay.
There is something on there that does
but I saw the form, Margaret sent me a copy of the form that she typed, so.
it. It might be a little bit different. I
Well,
don't know
I'll
if you added
check.
anything or changed it or.
Well, just if you would, Miss Ann, just email me with what you want to change or how you
Okay.
want it to look. And I'll make sure it's done the way you want it.
All right.
Is that all, Miss Ann?
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Pam?
All right, just a couple things, just a few updates for, let's see, the music in the parks coming along, some people are sending, requests back that wanna participate in it. We got a few vendors there. We Thrive, I guess that's coming together too. That's coming up June, that's first, June the 20th, from 12 to 4. It's the family event, you know, the annual event that we have. And to piggyback off that, we did have a, I don't know what you call that, what we went to Saturday, like a We Thrive, what did they call that? Recognition event. And Addyston did get nominated. We got a little trophy here for all the stuff that we do as a team for the community, like the cleanups that we do, like the food, the things we have, with for the holidays, when we have the truck out here, all this stuff that we do for the community, bringing in to try to promote health and safety for the village. So that was nice. I mean, we've been in a long time, and we finally get recognized. In 2012 or something like that, we've been involved with We Thrive. Yeah, they're part of our, our walking path. We get several grants from them that provide some opportunities for the park and the community itself. Other than that, let's see. He talked about the Dora. The other thing I wanted to bring up, which I don't know where we're going to stand on that, is on the houses that the community development money that we have, block grant money. There are several houses in this community that I think we can do that by ourselves. Do we need the code enforcer for that, to get those houses down? Or is that something that,
No, we could.
okay, because a couple of the addresses I looked up, they are no longer in the Youngblood property's name. They are in someone else's name now. So I don't know what some of this means on here. Maybe you could help with that. And then another resident, those addresses are 318 Second Town was one, and the other one was, what is it, 340 and 342 was the ones on Main Street. So that's three of them. Then we had one that's on Three Rivers Parkway, I believe it's 408. Three Rivers Parkway kind of sits up on the hill, you can't really see it, but they have approached us several times. I know we had a list or something going on, but these are really bad. I mean, we got the church complaining that it's falling on them, there's rodents in there, all these properties, the roofs are caving in, there's no way to secure them, they need to be taken down, and as soon as possible. And we have several others, but these are really bad.
I think the property beside the early Church of God down there needs to come down. That's just
Yes, it's on
yeah.
here.
And you say that's just a
Yeah,
sore
it
look for the
Yeah.
village.
Yeah, all of them are sore look.
Yeah, but this one is
It's
on
terrible.
the main drag.
I don't care what, in my opinion, what street it's on, if it's caving in, roofs are falling in, nobody's cleaned up anything, there's old cars, there's garbage and stuff that's been in. I mean, these properties been sitting like this one is 5 years, since, probably because of the name. The other one's probably been up there 30 years or more. That one's kinda hidden up on the highway. I mean, every one of them's important, but these are the ones that's the biggest nuisance, to the community and for a child or anybody. Homeless people are probably in there. They're really bad. So if we can get them rolling, I'm not sure how much we've got in that community block grant, but hopefully it'll cover a couple of these. It's just whatever council wants to do. But I make a motion, if we can get all three of these taken down, we do that.
I'll second it.
Motion by Pam Jackson, seconded by Kathy Byess. Is there any discussions?
How much money is involved here? I'm not
That's-
familiar with the amount of,
Yeah, that's
When
what I
was-
was asking.
when the grant came and how much it was for.
Well, we actually, the last balance I heard from April at Community Development, the one was 20,000, but we had a couple houses that I think was applied towards that one. And then another one is 20,000, because it's 2 different years that we had money
So
awarded.
you're saying $40,000 we had?
Approximately. I don't know sure, Danny, because I
That's what I wanted.
didn't
I think
look
we-
it up.
Got into 20,000 of it already.
I don't know
It's
why
the
we hadn't had this
acquisition.
discussion a long time
It's-
That's what
ago.
I said.
It's the acquisition and the demo, under them, under Hamilton County. Like I said, there's 2 years there. We did some work and had 1 or 2 taken down, but there is a balance in each one of those line items at community development. I can reach out to her tomorrow and get a better total and email everybody.
That's fine.
I think we do it.
I agree, because we have a list, if we got $40,000, we might as well work in with a protocol of how we're gonna do it,
Right.
start to finish.
Right, that's what I said, the
Start to
worst
finish. I know those are
Yeah.
important.
The one on, Three Rivers Pike was 318. That's what I got written here. And the others are 340 and 342. I don't know what else is on the list. We've been asking for that list. I don't know what's on it.
I don't know if that even exists anymore now.
I only
No,
gave the list
I
that
don't
I
know
had
either.
to the mayor, the
Okay.
list that
I
I
can
had.
go back, I'll go back and look and see what's in my folders, if there's anything
Well, I mean,
there.
through Hamilton
Do you want
County.
these?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pam, which one did you say, the 318 on the Parkway? Did you say Parkway?
that's 408, that's behind
Four-
John
408,
Calvin's
no,
old
okay.
property.
So 318 is,
408.
I like the type of people.
So what is it on 318 Secretary?
that's 318 Secretary is the one.
Oh, the house that's across from the Baptist Church.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then on the highway, it's 2 parcels. Not highway, I mean, yeah, it's on
And
Main
dead-
Street.
Dead into Main Street.
That's actually 2 parcels there. It lists them both.
Right next to it.
But I don't know
Oh,
if it's
that's
on
because
both
there's
of
like
them
a-
or half of them, but it
It's
does
like
say
a-
2.
It's like a shed and
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, yes. It did say,
I
yeah.
think
if you look
that's
at
a
it,
One,
240.
the one behind John Calvert's property was Martha and Walt Russell
Yeah.
who lived there.
That's the, whatever,
The third one.
And that was the one,
408 or something like that.
Lisa, weren't you saying someone else had got that property or something last week when we were talking about the one behind Calvert's house?
supposedly, yeah, that's been purchased by someone.
Yeah, so,
And I did forget to look that one up.
We can look it up, Neil, but
like I said, 340, 342, right there beside the
Yeah,
early Church of God. That's right on our main street. As you go up and down 50,
yeah, I think there's.
looking at that one.
If it was next door to you, you'd want it down. That's why I look
Yeah.
at it. Every citizen's, it's
Beside that.
important to them. They got
The
something.
weeds are starting to
next
grow
to it.
over it. Maybe it'll be covered up soon.
Yeah, it's bad.
All right, call for the vote.
Dan Pillow. We're calling for the vote.
Oh, did you have anything else?
No, I just, in furthering the discussion, I think we ought to put a protocol together that the responsible committee or whoever should work on and continue to prioritize the several houses that we
Yeah.
have.
It's just, we can't keep delaying this. It's been
That's
years.
exactly right. And had I known there was $40,000 available, this had been moved along a long time ago. A long time. We're working under the assumption that we have no money, and if you're not aware of what those grants are, the money we have in our tills to do certain things, you don't do anything about them. So,
The money's listed in the appropriations under Hamilton County. It tells you all the monies that we have from them and the total for each one of them. It is broken down in there.
Well, first she didn't give us those totals when I first gave it out, so I didn't know about them.
Oh, you mean
Because
from,
those sheets that she gave it out, that I even gave you a copy of, it wasn't there.
so
So,
what's that? So what's that again?
but I'm not gonna complain the fact that it's all of a sudden now we know. That's good,
Let's just get it done.
yeah. All right, call for the vote.
Dan Pillow,
I would stay at this point.
Mindy Auel,
Yay.
Kathy Byess,
Okay,
Pam Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay. I didn't have a chance.
you got a list.
No, they didn't. Does anybody want to speak tonight? Want to sign in for us? I neglected my duty tonight, I'm sorry.
Well, which is all coming, people getting ready. What is the plan then? I mean,
First of all, we gotta see how much money we got.
Well, yeah,
and then get a
that's what
cost
I'm
estimate,
saying.
a cost
we just
estimate
need to put
of how
together-
much each one of them's gonna cost to take down. We may not, it may not even
That's true.
cover all of them.
That's true. What is the plan of action?
And I think we go
They
from there.
need to apply for more money
Do
too.
you have to send a notice to those the people who own their properties?
The last one we got down and he did a order of demolition,
It's on 710.
yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering if they had, the people who are
Making you get it.
Maybe I
considered the
can-
property owners, are they notified that they have to either?
Dan, if you remember, the last house we had torn down was up between Oak and Secatan. And I think that was last year that one was taken down. And that one was through the county.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
remember who did that. I didn't really.
That was done by Dwayne Mean.
Okay.
You do or you
You
don't?
do have to.
You do have to
You do.
notify.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
They were,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
they went through the
Yeah.
whole
What are we gonna
process.
do? We just said tear down 3 houses, but we gotta have one.
He's gonna have to notify them.
Well, it's a whole lot. Just to make it,
Yeah, there's a process we can't just go up there and
Does
start
that go
tearing up-
to,
start tearing it down, no.
would that go to streets and, is it streets? I never know how those committees
Housing.
break up.
streets and housing.
Is it street and housing and then there's a housing or, do you know, Pam, offhand, how those
No.
two?
No, it-
Because
I know who's on the
it's-
committee.
We weren't on it, we didn't know anything like it.
I'm the
It was
chairman
all-
of one of them.
It was all, when they did Oak Street, it was all county.
That was
From
done through the code
Yeah, somebody,
enforcer.
yeah, a whole different thing, so it's like, it's never been the right process, I would say.
Sign sheet.
Oh, sorry, Kate, sorry, man. Anne,
Oh,
pass that on, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Counselor, are you finished, or anybody have anything else? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and first we'll go to Lieutenant Dan.
Evening.
Good evening.
Lieutenant.
So stats for last month, the village of Addyston had 70 incidents that officers were dispatched to. During the same time period, officers had self-initiated 58 incidents. They took 4 criminal reports, 4 non-criminal reports, and 4 auto accident reports. I just returned, I was gone for a couple weeks, so any questions, anything pending, let me know.
I have a question. I had a family member come to me, her elderly parents, they live up off of the Lane Jane Trail, and I have seen, a couple homeless people coming from that area. She's really concerned that her elderly parents are up there, and they're isolated up there in that hill. But there are some homeless people living in those woods back there.
Do you have an address to put down, or just anywhere?
It's just
on the
Lane Jane Trail.
Just anywhere on the
It's
trail?
just it's on Secatan Avenue.
Okay.
Would they have addresses?
Think there's a campment back there, is what you're saying?
There's all kinds of houses that are secluded back there. She didn't give me the exact address. They're just concerned that and I did see some homeless people today coming from that area,
Okay.
from down the hill. So she's just worried about her parents up there. So I can get the address for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Speaking of homeless, I just came from the North Bend meeting before I came here, and they had an issue with the post office. I don't know if anything had happened while I was gone with the post office here, where a homeless person was sleeping in there.
Must be
A place to keep open so you guys can get to your post office box. Does anything like that happen? Someone else gone or
I
anything?
think that was in North Bend.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said. I just didn't know if it happened here
Oh,
too.
no.
They kind of indicated that, and I'm like, I haven't
Yeah.
heard that.
I don't think
You
it's
know how
happened
stories
here.
go back and forth, and
Yeah.
They were over here last year, 'cause they were peeing inside the place, it stunk so.
Really?
no, this is this year.
I know.
This year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't happening until. Because they are now in a situation where the post office had said, screw it, we'll lock it, now they can't get into their
Get their mail.
mail.
Yeah,
So,
I can see.
there's a whole
And I
issue
think
there.
it's the
Fight with the
gentleman
post.
that was sleeping in those post offices, and I heard that he was in your guys' lobby down in North Bend, or down in Cleves, sleeping when the sheriffs walked in.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what one of them told me,
Maybe.
but that's the gentleman that's up on Secatan too.
And then maybe it's
Up
the
the
same,
Lane Jane
well,
Trail.
they say rows around quite a bit, so.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Dan, what happens to those guys when you catch them? What do you take them to jail for a while?
Depends. Sometimes they have warrants and they'll go down or be recited or.
But they don't
at
have
all,
any warrant?
that's too broad of a question, basically.
I'm just curious.
Depends on what they're doing.
Oh, they don't have any warrants in that, so what happens, how you get them help?
If they, it depends, again, that's a complicated question. So
Okay.
let's say they're trespassing, sleeping on your property, and you don't wanna do anything, we'll just push them along, if they're not wanted for anything else, whatnot. If they're
Uh-oh.
something where you wanna
Let's
prosecute
get this
for
wrapped up.
trespassing, we'll arrest them.
I'm gonna do something.
It all depends.
That's what I was saying, then, like, people are gonna have to say to you, oh, I'm on the property.
They're gonna have to go on and go to court.
If you're right, they're not gonna stop them.
So it all, it's complicated, more complicated question than that. That was a very loud thing. Yeah.
I've had a few citizens did mention the speed, like on First Street and Main Street, it's like Indy 500 out there.
It is.
I don't
I've
know
heard
if we
that
can get
before, I
some,
don't see it, but I've heard it.
Oh.
yeah.
My husband actually had to pull over because somebody was speeding so fast behind him that he had to actually pull over and let them go around him because he was afraid they were gonna hit him.
You can't even open your door in there.
Find out from them how they can.
I'd rather be on the highway.
true.
On Main?
You got, yeah, it's hard to open the
It's not
door.
that I've seen it, but again, obviously everybody has their own experience, but I'll make sure they're keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Saturday morning, say, go after 4, there was a call up on First Street at the corner. There's 3 police cruisers there. When we walked up, there's a truck parked on the sidewalk. We came back, one of the police cruisers was actually parked on the sidewalk in front of the truck,
There goes one.
and it's still parked there today. It's up on the sidewalk.
That's how they go down.
Okay. If it's an illegal parking job, I can have them go look. I don't know.
And,
I'd have to go see.
so it's like, there's a car down on 50. Been up on, got a block underneath of it for over a month.
Yeah.
In the same place, the guy parks his van, blocks the sidewalk. You gotta walk around. He parked there for 2-3 weeks. And the other morning, across from US 50, people parked in front of the fire hydrant.
We'll call and we'll come.
Well,
You gotta call us.
I guess I'll have to call probably every night then.
You gotta call us. Yeah. And we'll handle it, I can't guarantee it, cause I don't know, you know, you're telling me stuff, but however they handle it, but you can't. So I had this discussion, with several people, you gotta have us there, you know,
Well, like the
you
one
gotta
up
call
there,
us to let us know what's going on.
well, that one up there, they were there. They were parked right in
You said
front.
there was also a dead body there, right? You said it was a coroner case, maybe, so maybe they
I
had
don't know if it was a
something
corner
going on.
gate, but I know there was 3 cruisers there.
Okay, I thought you said there was something about a
One
coroner.
of them was parked in front of the truck that was parked on the sidewalk.
No, I don't know. But if there's 3, there might have been something else going on too. So, but I'm not making excuses, but you gotta call us, okay?
I got one more thing.
Mhm.
We had brought to your attention before about the, I don't know if it's a motorcycle or a moped that's chained to the telephone
Moped.
pole on First Street. It's blocking the sidewalk. It's been there for over a year now.
Is it, I don't know, is it blocking the sidewalk? Or
Yeah.
is it just changed to the
It's
thing?
chained to the telephone pole on the sidewalk.
Sometimes it's not changed.
Yeah.
I've seen it not.
It's across from Baker.
Across the street
Straight
from
from
Baker
Baker.
Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh my goodness, it's pouring down.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We move on to Butch Runk.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to your code enforcement guy, but I guess he's not here. Does he, I guess, how much was accomplished through him? Because every time I come to this meeting, it's the same story over and over again. The house that I mentioned across the street from me, I've talked about for months. I don't even know if it ever made the list. So when he gets complaints, and maybe your new code enforcement guy should actually show up down here and tell you what he's doing and give you a list of, okay, you asked for this 6 months later and there's nothing happened. You know, people just get tired of coming here because it just seems like I'm wasting my time. I know the house across from me, we've discussed a lot of times.
And
There was homeless people in it. There's raccoons that have feces this high in that building. And, you know, it's just a safety hazard. But I don't think it ever made any list.
That's the one where you and Ray went and cut the grass and
Yeah.
a year or two ago.
It's 260 Main Street.
And then the trailer over on First Street that the guy was supposed to, oh, I'm getting that taken care of, I'm enforcing this, I'm doing this. Ain't nothing been happening in a year. And then I hear, oh, that's downtown, we gotta take care of it, okay? If it's downtown, now what's happening? Still nothing, it's still sitting there. So you can have all the code enforcement you want if nothing's done about it. It just doesn't make sense.
I agree.
So do you know what's going on with the trailer over there? Is there any, did he ever report back to you what was going on about that?
That's one of the things you had it,
That's
That
what was
the
in
old
your
thing that
notes there.
3 years old or whatever. 3 years.
That one where the guy
Something
came
where
and
guy comes in.
Oh, the one on First Street.
Oh, yeah, the first street.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, the gentleman that came in that was complaining about
Well, yeah.
it hanging over his
Yeah,
property.
he did the last one. Yeah, you're right.
The love
somebody
shack,
did.
you called it, remember?
Yeah, yeah, the guy and the lady were here.
Yeah.
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 That was the most recent, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you asked me the question or not, but
I just
I've been,
code enforcement guy could actually show up here where people could ask him directly, okay, I've complained about this property, now tell me what you've done about it.
it's been frustrating. So,
Yeah, that was-
Try being here for 73 years, you think you're frustrated.
okay, I understand. So, I'm making some notes, and now I'm just gonna see what we can do without even, I mean, if some of these things are as bad as you say, somebody needs to provide, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know if this is where I can answer this or not, but somebody needs to provide evidence, so, and we'll have some, within a couple affidavits, some pictures. I'm gonna do what I can do on the worst properties.
But shouldn't
In the
that have been
meantime-
his job? to
Well,
go
I was,
do that?
the problem was, what I was hoping to do, I don't know if you made every meeting, I was hoping to have the code enforcer, if you look at some complaints that were filed, some things that were done, there were notices given to people, hey, stop this, fix that, and they just languished for a while.
Right.
What I wanted to have is some, kind of get a restart going where there are new notices, the clock goes, you got a certain number of days, you know, next thing you know, boom. And we're just kind of left in the lurch right now. So we're gonna have to make do until we have a code enforcer, maybe take a look at some of the worst properties there are here, and maybe we just have some exhibits and affidavits from Mayor or somebody like that, you know, if we have to take
So
action.
let's say tomorrow we find out how much money we have to tear houses down. Then what's the next step? Are we gonna pick a house, 2 houses, or are we gonna just be at the same spot next council meeting as we are today?
That's not that's not for me to answer, but,
Well, we're
Well,
counting.
we need to
For the
look into
council, yeah.
acquisition orders, demolition orders,
Right.
is what we did up on Oak.
That ain't cost.
Did you have anything else, Butch?
No,
Alright, thank you. Ed?
Yeah, I do. I was really going down the skyline to get Coney's, then they had a meeting, so I just should have closed the curtains on when I came in.
We should have closed the curtains,
I
right?
remember that, close the curtains.
Back to the house, and
Just
he's right, it's just every meeting you guys have is the same stuff. When I drove past next to your house, that was a disgrace, all that garbage piled up, it's just, there's no reason for it. Board of Health, somebody
I
should have
did call the
stopped
Board of
it.
Health, they did go down there.
And I seen it gone, but I mean, that kind of crap coming up River Road.
There's garbage in the back.
So we say these houses we got, we're gonna tear them down. We gotta give them, the people own them, the property, correct?
Yes.
We gotta give them a notice, it's up to them, they can tear them down or we're gonna tear them down, correct?
that's right.
We get 30 days, it's gonna be a certified letter to that property owner.
They
After
can-
30 days, they don't have it tore down, then we move our equipment in and we tear it down.
Well, you have to get it, I mean,
Well, we have to get,
you gotta get the order to do it. But,
Ordered by who?
well, if you're following the Ohio Revised Code, and you're suing, it depends on what action you're taking. If you're suing for, foreclosure on a lien is one thing. If the Board of Health is going to get involved,
Well, no, we're tearing them down because they're unsafe, the village,
okay, well,
correct?
then there has to be a process where they get notice and they have the right,
Correct, that's what I'm
they have
saying.
rights,
Yeah, so then after they don't do anything, we go ahead, tear it down, then we turn around and put assessment on their property for what it costs us to tear down,
That's right.
okay? Danny, back to where you were saying we got $40,000, we don't know if we do or not. Is there a list of things that, all the money we have coming to us, that you guys have in your booklet? That, anybody knows, you got, like you're talking about this grant, you just found out it was 40 grand. Is there a list of the amount of money or grants that we have? Margaret, did they give you a list of that?
Yes, there is a list, it's in the budget, and it is by category, where it's from, how much is in there.
Does each
And
council
how
member flip a book up and see that?
We
Each
all got
council member
copies of
gets
it.
a sheet every pay period.
So you guys
of
got
the
that information, you just have this.
appropriations.
I'm not blaming on you, I'm just asking, where's the
Yes, they do.
information so everybody's aware of what's going on? So they do have a
And they
booklet.
get a copy every pay period, or every council meeting, I provide them with an up-to-date,
Well, so nobody's been
That-
looking at it for the last 6 months.
I don't know, but I do
That's all, I mean,
provide it,
if you're saying you gave
and
it,
it's
it's one of
in
them.
there. And
Okay.
there are procedures, and this money is money that is held by Hamilton County. It's
That's
not
fine,
ours.
I don't care who's holding
There are
it.
steps we have to go through
To
to,
get it,
to
fine,
do
but
it.
we have it. It's ours now to use. We don't have to go through any more red tape. It's there for them to use.
there is red tape,
Okay.
because it has to go through the county, and they have to approve certain things.
Okay, let me ask you this, Margaret. When somebody tears the house down, do we pay them out of your pocket, or we gotta give them back
No,
to
this
them?
type of action is through Hamilton County, it's between Hamilton County and the,
Okay, so-
vendor who's tearing the
So the
house
vendor
down.
will know that he's gonna be paid, but it's not coming through us, it'll be coming through Hamilton County. So we got no money out of our budget to take care of this.
Right.
Right.
So on average house is about 10 grand out of the 15 grand to get towards.
It all depends on what the person bids, they're.
I
like, you
understand, but I know what people are
If I
bidding.
was a person putting the bid, I could say, well, I'll do it for 6,000, you might wanna do it for 4,000. Those things are advertised, collected,
Correct.
sent to Hamilton County, they make the
They're all
final
within
decision.
1,000 each
Yeah,
of
they
tearing
send
down. So, okay, so that's our, but we have an ordinance on these houses that are, can't live in. We have that ordinance and everything like that, it's condemned, or, do we condemn that house? Or does the building department condemn it? Do they have that piece of paper?
That would be through the code enforcer.
Who knows?
Okay. Did that guy quit, the guy that you guys were talking about?
Yeah.
He
Oh,
resigned.
You missed
Yeah,
that.
we quit.
What kind of money are you guys paying these people to do this kind of job? Is it by the call, or by so much a year?
You want the job?
Per
About an
hour.
hour.
Oh, I want the job?
Yeah.
What's it pay?
I think it's at 20
$20? $20?
an
It's not
hour.
a full-time job,
Ooh,
An
No.
hour, $20
I'm
an
going
hour.
down like that.
well,
About 45.
You should do it as a concerned citizen.
I really should. I should be up there in that council's where I should be. Sitting behind here. Well, anyway, that's one thing I had. The second thing was, we're gonna get a new intersection out here. Do you know when that's gonna take place?
We're putting out for bid in July.
Okay, the reason I'm saying, I think we're gonna need to get an arrow light coming in. We got more traffic going this way and coming in, and it's getting, the other day, I saw my truck bolted right through a red light. Somebody, if they would've turned, it would've been over with. So I don't know, they can put a red light up until this is done, or this is gonna be happening. An arrow light to get into the village from River Road, turn in, because there's
Oh,
a
you
lot of
mean
traffic
here?
coming out.
Oh, yeah, there's
Right.
definitely.
So I don't know, is that the state we gotta work with, or who's in charge?
State.
Who out of this
As
committee
far
here
as
would
the-
work with them?
As far as the lights, it's the
Is it the
state.
police department would contact them about safety, or about the light?
engineers that would determine what needs for lights. It'd be the engineers that would.
Okay, so I didn't know if you would say, hey, we're having issues here, some of the wrecks or anything like that.
Anybody can contact.
Okay, I didn't know who the right person was.
Anybody
Oh,
can
okay.
And the meters, are those meters gonna be our water work meters for the water board? You're on the water board, are those meters gonna be ours, that they're installing now?
That's gonna be part of Cleves. The
They're
old one,
Cleves, but who owns them?
Cleves will own them.
So if with 2 years of contracts up, they gotta pull the meters back out?
No, I'm not sure about that.
Nobody asked that question in that meeting?
I haven't been in a meeting, so I couldn't tell you.
Not 5 minutes.
But
Everybody's kinda looking again now, I'm trying to find out what's going on.
I know the old meters that they're taking out, that
Well, that's a
we're
water
storing them
board
over to the
question.
garage.
I'm talking to a water board guy, and he don't know what the
But
hell's
this
going on
isn't
either.
a
So,
water
are you
board
handling it,
meeting.
or is he handling it? He said, one
This ain't a
person's-
water board meeting though.
I see, you guys keep telling me that, you know, because you don't wanna hear the truth coming out.
It's not
It's
about
just,
the
it's just
truth
get it out
or
and find
not.
out. Don't you wanna know?
I do know.
Well, what's the answer?
They're gonna own it, but they don't take that back. It
I
was paid
don't
through
know if
the
they own it.
grant.
Say in 2 years the contract's up, we decide we wanna stay with them. What happens to those meters? That's all
They
I'm asking.
stay.
It's paying for the grant money.
Okay, because when I asked him all the questions the other night, they said they don't get told anything. That's why you got rid of me off the water board, because I was a pain in the ass, dude.
But, all the old
Too many
meters,
questions, and you guys didn't want to, trying to
No,
hide shit.
that ain't,
Yes,
that
it was.
ain't, that ain't it
You
at
know what
all.
it was.
That ain't it at
the
all.
old meters, we're keeping them, and we're gonna either try to.
And
sell
they've been
them or
told
scrap
about
them.
all of it.
Okay, well, I wasn't, I'm just concerned. That's done, and, we got the road patched pretty good out here now. The hole that we asked the township to fill, or the village, but it couldn't get done. But one thing, can you guys get the, on the side, what we talked about, the ground's higher in the street, to get that, backhoe you got and clean that up? So the water goes into the drains, cause it's just ruining the street. And I've asked 7 meetings now about it.
Well, I thought they did dig into it.
A little bit, but you go, when it rains tonight, go out there and see, that's all, right where the doctor's is, it needs to be shaved all the way down, so the water goes down the drain and don't lay it in the blacktop and it rots it away. And do we have money for blacktop?
Yeah,
Okay, because there's some more holes that need to be fixed.
that is what we're gonna be working on.
Okay. And the monument looks nice that you guys did today, looks really good there.
Thank you.
I think I'm done.
You better go get those ponies.
You're good.
Mayor,
You're good.
your colors I
And-
can't call.
Is that everybody?
No, still 2 more. Chuck Burkle?
First of all, I don't live in Addyston, but I consider myself a friend of Addyston, and I've watched many of your meetings, most of you I know in some capacity. And I've watched enough meetings to see some of the, what I would call unwarranted comments that have been made in this room. So I'm going to start off with, number one, you have nothing, none of you have anything to be ashamed of. I know you have been told that you should be ashamed of things, but you should not. There's not one person sitting up here that doesn't love the village of Addyston. Every single one of you do. I've seen it over and over. Now, when it comes to the challenges you face, let's just boil it right down. Your challenges were not created by you. Your challenges were created by INEOS, and it's being closed down. Secondly, when it comes to your code enforcer, he's a code enforcer not only in Addyston, but Miami Township and Cleves. None of those are easy places. As far as Addyston is concerned, when you had to go and get rid of your police department, it ended your mayor's court. And that is exactly the reason why I believe you're not seeing Ed here or nothing has been done, because when you lose your mayor's court, you gotta figure out an alternative. The village of Cleves already went through that. And they did exactly what you're talking about. They created what was called a clean court. It's a property court. It's too expensive to go down to the municipal court. All you do is get your case extended, and it runs up the legal bills of the village, which you don't have a lot of money. And specifically, when we talk to streets, okay, your streets are restricted money, money that you receive,
They know that.
okay?
They should know it.
But grants, okay, they can be written for streets. They're very difficult to get. And even when you get them, you have to have a loan. And that loan has to be repaid. So it's not so simple just to simply say you have money for blacktop. Blacktop's not cheap. It costs a lot of money. It doesn't last. even when you repair the potholes, it doesn't last. There's no question when you talk about maintenance department, you are operating on a bare bones maintenance department. Your mayor, I know, was out cutting grass last summer. Now, maybe she doesn't want to talk about that, but I'm going to talk about it, simply because of the fact that's not her job. But if she didn't love this village and care for its citizens, that would not be happening. When it comes to your parks, okay, Dan, I've known you over 40 years, and you and your wife are out there all the time at every single event, in the heat, okay, meeting the residents, doing what you should be doing. You're trying to figure out ways to keep your village alive and make it a thriving place for the residents to enjoy. That should never be criticized. It shouldn't even be discussed in the same sentence when it comes to, well, why aren't you fixing this and why aren't you fixing that? You only have so much money. And Margaret, when you're talking about the fact that there are records and there's council packets every single time, the proper way to deal with that is to file a public records request, not to come in here and beat up your council members. You should be commended for sitting here and listening to this. Most of the residents have been very polite. I certainly understand your concern as far as code enforcement is concerned. But if you're the code enforcer, you're going out there and you're dealing with people who don't want to clean up their property. And a lot of times that involves threats. And then that means he's either there alone or he's got to have the sheriff's department with him for protection. And if you don't think that happens, it happens in the village of Cleves all the time too. It happens in Miami Township. So I guess what I'm saying to you is reality is reality. It's never easy to face. But your elected officials aren't the problem. There's been problems created for them, and it's probably time for the residents of Addyston to stop complaining and just simply understand what reality is. Thank you.
I mean, that's bullshit.
I'm glad you did it.
Thank you,
We're
Jeff.
tired of, seeing the thing. I don't blame them, but we're
Order.
tired of stuff up there.
You had your moment.
I know, but I'm just saying,
Next
I mean,
one's Ray
we ain't live
Adamson.
here. We paid the goddamn money and we
I
don't see
already
it.
talked to the
Huh.
attorney.
Oh, did you have which, okay.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
All right.
Second.
Motion by Kathy to adjourn, seconded by Mindy. Is there any discussion?
I have one more thing.
Okay.
I think that before we leave, since we won't be back here for a month,
Mhm.
we might decide to assign the housing thing to whatever committee it is, whether it's streets and, I can't remember how, I'm looking at
Housing
this.
and transportation.
There's housing, I get ready to say, or else there's a community.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do
And-
that.
Quietly, I asked Mayor, while other discussions were taking place, if I should just go ahead and take it upon myself to create this process. That's the in-house, I'll call it the in-house process, just a draft at least. And I will do that, and I think the council probably needs to say what committee this can be assigned to, but I'd be happy to work with that committee. I'll have the draft put together, they can look at it and decide if they want to recommend it to council.
I think that would be good. Would that be with the, Mayor, would that be with the,
Probably with housing.
I can't figure out what the split
I
is.
thought streets and housing is together, isn't it?
Kind of falls in both of them.
What, do you have the sheet in front of you?
I usually have it, but I didn't bring it down tonight. Wait a minute.
Ah,
That's old.
That's 24, I
Oh.
think. I can't find anything newer than 24.
Probably about the same.
Yeah, I'll give it to the committee, whichever committee. I think it'd be streets and housing, because I think it's supposed to say streets and housing.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to make a draft, it'll be procedures, really. And I'll submit it to Mayor. She can distribute it to the proper committee member.
We might just have all council look at it, really, as far as the process goes.
I don't know if you wanted to go to the committee first or not. I'll send it to all of you. And, I'll have it done by the end of the month. You guys can take a look at it so that you have plenty of time to deal with it before the next
Alright.
meeting.
so we still
That sounds good, and if you need to meet with the committee or something while you're working on that,
yeah,
then,
I might need some resources like, I'm trying to think if there was,
Streets and housing.
if there are any
It does
any other
say both,
ordinances.
right?
I might-
Yeah,
It
there
does
are
say
ordinances.
houses
We
and
used to
streets,
have the
right?
grass cutting ordinance,
Right.
that the maintenance man would
Yeah.
bring a list to council. The clerk would send a letter on behalf of council to the resident to cut the grass, and then if they didn't, they were fined in mayor's court at the time. But there
I
are
just make it
ordinances
a,
there.
general procedures, how to
Yes.
deal with violations.
right,
yeah.
Okay.
Whatever information I have, Dan, I'll forward it to you.
Thanks, Mayor.
Okay. Call for the vote.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Mindy Auel, Kathy Byas,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
if I didn't say
and
yay.
Jack.
Did I hear my name? Here, you
Yeah.
can keep that.
I usually don't do my name.